No matter where you live, if you are a student, I assume the academic year is in full swing by now and you are already starting to get bored. That feels like an appropriate time for a list of things you should own to help you go through school/university. I know this list starts out expensive, but don't worry, it's gonna get better. The reason why this is my number one pick is because this is by far the single most asked about product of my entire setup. Now, let me make an excuse for spending so much money on a monitor. This is an investment. A display like this should easily last you through all the years at university. Plus, it comes in extremely handy. I cannot even express how useful it is to have an external monitor and this sort of ultrawide in particular. It just makes working with a lot of stuff manageable. Like for example, you can fit 4 entire A4 pages in Word side by side in 100% scale. Now, do you get materials in PowerPoint? Let's put a PowerPoint window on one half of the screen, so it is still possible to comfortably type up notes on the other half. And I could go on like this for a very long time, but I think you get the point. Not to mention, movies shot in this widescreen format look amazing on a display of this size and resolution. Definitely cooler than a boring old TV. Okay, stepping it down in terms of price a bit. Not everybody finds this absolutely quote-unquote essential, but for me, music is the one way of making my studying or morning commute a bit more bearable. And in the age of jackless smartphones, you might as well go wireless. Most of the time I use these bright green JBL Synchros Reflect earbuds. They are not the newest, but are perfectly fine for everyday stuff. Also, this is a bit more difficult to say in general, because everybody is different, but they stay in my ears very well even when doing sports like running. If you are not too keen on earbuds or just want better sound quality/comfort, try looking around for some quote-unquote proper over-the-ear headphones. If you like a lot of bass, these Sonys are absolutely amazing. The main feature is the bass boost, making the bass go from pronounced to head rattling. The ear caps are huge, but that means your ears have plenty of space. The battery lasts about 24 hours on a single charge, and even if it runs out, you can still use them as regular wired headphones. Also, a Bluetooth speaker is a very good alternative to high-quality music in your room. I would skip the absolutely cheapest speakers because those provide only a marginally better sound than decent laptop speakers. I own this Beoplay A1 by Bank & Olufsen. When I first unboxed it and listened to it, I regretted not buying it earlier. It does have all the expected features like water resistance, sturdy design, decent battery life, stable Bluetooth connectivity, but most importantly, it sounds amazing. That cannot be really put onto a spec sheet and is very difficult to explain in a video, but trust me, it is good. It isn't probably the most accurate speaker. I would define the sound characteristic as playful. Strong bass, clear mids and crisp vocals which do not keep fighting each other. As a cheaper and more rugged alternative, there is also the UE Boom 2. So now you have your amazing new headphones, but you don't have a place for them. Meet the Puck, a magnetic headphone holder. Okay, it's not exclusively designed for headphones. It works great for storing VR headsets as well, but I suppose that's something out of budget for most students. It also doubles as a cable organizer when you split it in half, enabling you to keep your desktop clear of any random cables. Your dorm most likely came with some sort of a small desktop lamp, but mine looked very ancient. However, a nice lamp can brighten up your room, literally. Therefore, I chucked out the old one and bought a new one by Anker. All the controls are on the front touch panel. It is possible to adjust the brightness, and a feature I use daily is the timer, so the lamp turns off on its own after I climb into the bed. On the back there is also a USB port suitable for charging a phone or a tablet. Speaking of charging, most of you probably own more than one device which needs regular charging, right? I keep this Anker charger with 4 regular USB ports and one USB-C port hidden underneath the sofa with a couple of cables plugged in to easily recharge my gadgets. Not really much more than that to it, just works as it should. However, you are also going to need power when on the go. There is a wide variety of power banks on Amazon, but again, I would be very cautious about buying the cheapest one. You do not want a cheap Chinese battery to explode into your face. Instead, spend a bit of extra on a more expensive one, which won't only be safer, but also better built and offer more features. I went with this Xiaomi Powerbank Pro in particular because it charges through the newer and better USB-C connector and automatically stops supplying power when a connected device reaches 100% battery. Okay, so that's all for this video. If you have any more suggestions, please leave them in the comments below.